Hey Rangers, today we've got the bride figure, which is EX-047, and obviously it says again, 10th anniversary since 2008. So we got a lovely clear window of the bride, we've got her face here, we've also got her bouquet, and we can see that one there. On the side, her with a happy face with the bouquet, and on this side here, we have all the different poses. Obviously the groom, which you've seen previously in the last video, same sort of two photos, we've got her holding a bouquet, her in a dress, different faces, and then her nightwear. Then also we've got her happy face here at the top, same photo, at the bottom, same photo. So let's open this bad girl and have a look inside. So here is the bride. I really do like the look of her face. It actually looks really cool. I really like the eyes, they really pop up, as well as a necklace, and I also really like the kind of roses that are above her head, and this looks really, really cool. As we come down to the bust, it's a pearl type of colour, which again works really, really well and looks a lot better than what the groom is, I think. Just the colour scheme. I like the white or the kind of cream on that one, but this one looks really, really cool. Now, obviously, it would have been cool if they had like a strap going around or something, but you can see the ball joints or the arm joints or shoulder joints on the actual figure. Along the bust, if you can't see it, there's kind of a line to define, so it's not just like one sort of plastic, and this is really, really cool. As we move down, we can see some more of the dress, and it's kind of really frilly. I really do like this. I think what the figure is kind of missing is, I think it would have been cool if she was wearing kind of silk gloves or kind of the same sort of colour gloves. I think that would have been really, really cool. And it would have brought more to the actual figure than what I previously would have liked. But it's kind of cool the way it is at the moment. I really like seeing here is the kind of like where the dress kind of comes up, so it's not just all one piece. It actually looks like there's layers to it, and as we move down, there's so much like kind of like thrilly stuff, is it? Or like kind of the way that the dress would move, or if you saw it in a window if you were getting married yourself. As we come down to the bottom part of the dress, I really like the fact that it's layered. Just here is like you've got another part of layer to it, as well as the opening, and this really does look like a stunning dress. Again, I really love the color that they've gone with, the kind of pearl area. I also like the way it really stands out. This is the main part that you actually look at rather than the top of the figure. So as we come down to the bottom part of the dress, we can see there's a lot more texture. It's very, very shiny, and you can just run your finger over it, and it's really, really smooth. But I really like the way that they've actually sculpted this. It's something a little bit different. And as I said before, that your eyes are drawn straight to this figure straight away, just because of the dress. So when coming to the back of the dress, I really like this. I really like they've put the kind of texture, so you see the lines. I think it would work really well if maybe it was a different color, maybe black or something. I think that would work really well, and you can see that there's more stuff to do at the bottom of the dress. I also really like the shoulders, because when you run your finger, it feels like an actual fit person, with their shoulder blades as well as the back. I can't remember the name right now, but also you've got the hole there. Now, again, I think it would have been really cool. It would have worked really well if she had like kind of like silk gloves going all the way up to her elbows. And when you come to the back of the head, I really like that it's in a bun. I think for me, I would have liked the hair to be down. I think it would have worked a lot better on this figure, but the bun is kind of really cool. For some strange reason, it reminds me of Anna from Frozen. But also here you've got the kind of where the hair is being pulled back into the bun, and it works really well with this actual figure. You can see she actually, I don't know if she actually has any kind of earrings. I'll have to look when we do the kind of the changing of the head, but so far you can't really see anything on the actual ears. As normal, we look at the different faces, and to be honest, there's not really much there. Pull the head off that way. I think this is the quickest time I've actually put a head on a figure, or a face on a figure, should I say. So again, like, it feels the same sort of way that the face looks like it's like being poked forward, very similar to the groom. The kind of like purity of the figure, the face looks really, really nice, but I much prefer kind of an open-eyed face, pretty much as normal, with her eyes open, basically, open-eyed face. I think maybe she could have had a few kind of winky faces. I think that would have been really cool to the figure and given it more character. I know it is obviously kind of meant to be like a purity set, obviously the two couple getting married, but I think it would have worked a lot better. But the main thing I want to know is, can you do the exact same thing with the other figures? So this is another figure that I've got coming out quite soon. Let's see if this adds to it. And I really think it does, to be honest. I love that. I love the fact that you can change the faces over. So if we kind of zoom out. Now I know that this figure is completely different of the character size, but the ability to change and put any other sort of female head or male head if you want to do, I think works really, really well. So at the end of this video, you can see lots of different heads. I haven't really got that many Figma figures out at the moment, but it's all going to be getting married to the groom or to Yugi. But I think this really works well. This gives a lot of posability, and you're able to kind of play around. So it doesn't have to be the kind of the bride. It could be anyone that you want, and I think this looks absolutely cool. And this gives the figure, to me, a lot more playability and a lot more kind of fun to do. Like, yeah, kind of fun to play with. One thing it doesn't say in the instructions is how to take off the dress. So I just literally just kind of pulled the top off, which reveals the kind of lower part, which then can change back to actually being placed in there. And this actually gives the kind of figure a little bit more playability. So let me just adjust this properly. Now this has changed the figure, and to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of the way that this is. It feels very kind of flimsy, that they've not really kind of put it in properly. So obviously we can move the legs up, and they normally think that if it locks it in, that'll be fine. But I think when it comes to the panties, I think that this could have been a lot better to actually kind of have it as not one piece, but to actually have it bigger, so it kind of goes over the legs. So obviously when you kind of like put them like that, you kind of bring the figure out a little bit more, but it just feels like it's kind of like, oh, that's not kind of right. So I'm going to leave that question to you. What do you think of it when it's like this? I think it looks a lot better when you add the kind of dress on. But let's have a look at the kind of the new extra part of the figure and see if this actually really works well, or is it kind of like a meh. So I'm going to kind of go over this again. Face, absolutely fine. Rose hair, absolutely fine. Necklace, absolutely fine. When looking at the kind of the sexy attire as what it is, I just generally think it could have been done better. I think that this could have been added to the legs properly, or to the bottom part, which would have made things a little bit better. But it feels like, just the way looking at it, it doesn't look right. It kind of looks too flimsy. So this is not a pose or a stance that I'm going to have it in. I'm going to have it in the dress. We can see the garter belt kind of attaching to the stockings, and then let's move down to the next part. Now obviously these are the stockings for the wedding night, but because of the dress, you're not able to see the kind of stilettos or the high heels that she's wearing, and I kind of really wish that these may be of a darker color, because they actually kind of stand out a little bit more to the figure. And also one thing I found out, as soon as like figures have stilettos, if they don't stand up properly, then it's kind of weird. So I've had to use the actual stand to keep it there. But you can see that they've taken their time into actually making wedding high heels. So we can see here that there's like kind of lines, as well as kind of here too. And obviously if we turn it around, you can see them on there. And obviously you've got the kind of little wedding band, maybe. If you can see it there where I'm casting the shadow, I think that's kind of cool. I like little things like that, attention to detail on the figure. Now, as we move up, you can see the garter belt kind of attaches to here, and then obviously you can see her bum. Again, like I think that if you have it in the proper way, it looks fine. So from that sort of angle, you can't really see how this drops down compared to at the front. So I kind of think this is kind of nice. It kind of looks a lot better than normal. And then obviously you've got here, you've got more of the kind of the upper part there, which has like the kind of straps, which works really, really well. Again, it's a simple thing. And then again, at the back of the head, really cool, like it. Let's do the stress test. So the feet go around all the, yeah. So brings her that around. So turn that back. So that's absolutely fine. But this one's a little bit looser than the other one. I don't know why. So they move up and down like so. Again, the knee joints. The leg moves all the way around. But if you do it that way, it just falls off quite quickly. Do the same. Don't want that one to fall out. Moves okay. Up and down. Arms. so. Like that. So as you can see, it all moves quite well. I kind of wanted to show these two together. They look really, really cool. I've got to admit, this looks kind of like really romantic. Let's just bring that down. So it looks a little bit more like coupley, and then bring his hand down. Something like that. Nope, doesn't work. Let's bring that back right there. So I'm gonna hold them like that. But yeah, it looks kind of cool. Like you can see that they really, really like work well together. I kind of really wanted to order like a couple more, so I can do different poses. I can do different things with them, like put different heads on. I may possibly do that, but this is really cool for what it is so far, and I kind of wanted to show you them together. Just adding like the different heads really do make things completely different. I really like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Yami Atem with Dark Magician Girl. I think that's kind of cool. But as you can tell, the changing their heads looks absolutely amazing, and I'm glad that they've put this feature in that you can just put any sort of head on so far. So we're going to see certain ones I've got around and seeing what they are. Again, it's just probably going to be the groom marrying loads of different people. But yeah, I kind of thought I would show you this. So there we go, Rangers. There is the bride. I've got the complete set now. Not unless they do different ones. I'd love if they did bridesmaids. That would be quite cool. And like the best man. I think that would be absolutely awesome. Maybe get some more of the grooms, and then you can add some, and then obviously maybe customize maybe a bride, whatever. I think that'd be kind of cool. But I'm definitely looking forward to if they bring out more versions of it so far. I do like the kind of addition that you do get at the very end. So I kind of wanted to leave it there. So your question of the day is, would you get this? Yes or no? What are your thoughts on her? Would you get the groom as well? You know, let me know down below in the comments. And if you've liked this video, like, favorite, comment, and consider subscribing. Check out all the other videos on the channel. And if you want to help out the channel on Patreon, link is down in the description down below. And as always, Rangers, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a bit.